Today we're going to be checking out the Claiborne Moor. This is the little Minxies Kabuki statue. Kabuki, created by David Mack, this statue stands at 8¼ inch tall. It's Little Minxie number 3 so far from a 3 statue release and was sculpted by the folks over at Claiborne Moor. To check out more from Claiborne Moor, head over to csmoorstudio.com. If we take the display stand and flip it upside down, we have the Little Minxies Kabuki statue sculpted by Claiborne Moor. This particular one is 148 out of a very limited release of 500. In addition to that, you can see as well that they've put some rubber feet on the undersides of the base, so that if you are having it on a flat surface, it will guarantee that the statue will not scratch it. The statue has some great design elements to it. If we flip it around to the back, she is holding her trademark crescent-shaped blade. I don't actually know the correct name for the blade that she wields, but it is something that she very, very much relies on through her comic runs. The hilt, as you can see, or the handle portion of the blade, leads out to a very nice decorative dragon. As you can see, is opening his mouth, and the blade is jetting out from there. It's a little on the thinner plastic, so caution should be made, as this could be the one point of the statue that may break if it gets banged or drop. The handle does seem like it is loose, as if you could slide it out from her hand. Personally speaking, I wouldn't entertain the idea of trying to get the handle out of her hand. For starters, I mean, it's a great accompanying piece by having the blade kind of jetting out from the side of her. Also, in addition to that, I would feel, again, like I could damage the fingers if I try to remove the blade. Really love the black sheen that they've added to her boots, which carries itself down nicely to the sheen, the shininess of the black base as well. The statue is not removable. It is affixed to the bottom base area here, but really a very high level of paint that's been added to the statue itself. A nice mixture of very vibrant whites mixed with very solid reds here. Doesn't seem to have a whole lot of shading here, at least from the standpoint of the body. You've got a little bit of areas like in the recessed, the arches of the back, and again the lower areas there as well has some additional shading. But primarily the statue seems to rely more on just single coats of paint, not additional layers of paint, but single coats of paint, until you start looking at the top torso area of here of Kabuki, where you've got some nice incorporated areas of lighter shades of flesh tone, darker shades of flesh tone, kind of borderline to almost the level of a tan color that's been incorporated into like the shoulder blades, and again around the little arm areas here. From a face standpoint, she's a much cuter representation of Kabuki, but I quite like it, I have to admit. The larger eyes and the very stark black panel outlining of her eyebrows and around the eye areas really help to shine versus the very pale backdrop of her face. You can see as well that she's got the little tear running out from her one eye, and she's got some nice jewel work here on top of her head. It is quite a stunning looking face sculpt. A much more simplistic looking face sculpt, yes, but it's very, very nicely executed here. Her hair also shows a little bit of that sheen to it, not nearly to the level, of course, as her legs, but again, they've added a slight wetter look to the hair instead of giving her a more matte look. And I think it actually works quite well here on the statue. Getting a close-up look at her lips, got a cranberry color here, also got that outlining as well. I don't even know if the camera can pick it up, but it looks like there's a darker shade of brown around the outside area of her iris. Care to detail like this is certainly something one would expect to find from Claiborne Moor. Of course, for Kabuki, one cannot also overlook the very nice dragon tattoo that's been wrapped across the width of her shoulders. A combination of greens and some nice yellows added there. And I really love how they've added these little lines into the areas of the wings. It's a very, very clean paint job from head to toe on this particular statue. I don't really see any issues of QC whatsoever anywhere on the statue. I got a little bit of a smudge here on the leg, but I think that's actually just the way it was packaged and not so much on their part. But very, very cleanly executed all the way around on this particular statue. One thing I quite like too is also the stance that they've given her. Somewhat slightly playful really in its nature. She doesn't have a very forward straight stance to her. Instead, as you can see, one leg is not only bent, but bent and slightly angled inward as she's kind of putting more of the weight on the one leg here. One arm is supporting her, the side of her thigh, while again the other hand here is holding the bladed weapon. Kabuki was a comic series that first ran back in 1994 by Caliber Press and then later by Image Comics. It's actually through Image Comics that I started picking up Kabuki comics myself during the run in, I want to say even junior high, when I was really collecting and getting heavy into comics. And Image was really starting to leave their mark among comic collectors as the newfound hot company to get behind. From that standpoint, I collected, again, a good handful of Kabuki comics. Really always liked the design of her, and I really like what Claiborne Moore has done here with giving us a more playful-looking representation here of Kabuki in a smaller 8-inch statue. This is, again, Statue 3 in the Little Minxies lineup. I definitely would like to get my hands on Statue 1 and Statue 2. If I do get a chance to do that, certainly expect reviews of those to follow as well. I'll put also links down below to the Claiborne Moore Studios if you guys would like to head over there and check out some of the other pieces that they are producing. Today, we were having a look at the Little Minxies Kabuki statue from Claiborne Moore. If you guys haven't had a chance yet to subscribe to this channel, make sure you hit that little subscribe button down below. Of course, more videos will be coming your way as well. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.